For the first time since 2023A, NASA Rallycross returns to Atlanta Long, a track that has seen its fair share of chaos and triumph. Last week in Charlotte, defending champion Evan McFarland stumbled out of the gate, struggling in qualifying, but his day went from bad to worse in turn one of the feature, opening the door for Kieran Lifflander to take an early championship lead. Australian Zach Blanche made a statement, keeping pace with Lifflander in the early stages before settling for a strong second-place finish. Meanwhile, Robbie Kirtley capitalized late, sneaking past Klaus Kreutzer to steal the final step of the podium. Evan and Kieran have come together here on the short layout before. Will the long layout be any different? We go green in the Peach State, live next on ASN. Our venue for today is the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway. North American Simulated Auto Racing first started visiting Atlanta in 2018C. This 0.97-mile long configuration utilizes the infield road course of the Hampton, Georgia Oval, running fast asphalt sections with technical dirt segments. The key feature of the track is the fishbowl, a quirky and critical corner that can make or break a lap. The Joker Lap also plays a major role, shaving off a considerable amount of time and adding a strategic element to the race. With its mix of speed, precision, and unpredictability, this track has always delivered thrilling rallycross action. In NASA Rallycross, our format is as follows. We are finishing open practice now, which leads us into a 3-lap single-car qualifying that splits the field equally into 5-lap heat races with the Joker Lap taken once. The top 2 transfer to the feature automatically. The winner gets 3 bonus points, and the runner-up gets 2. The rest of our drivers are sent to the semifinals, also 5 laps with 1 Joker. The top 2 transfer to the feature, and the winner will receive a bonus point. This sets the grid for our 10-lap feature race where the points are awarded and trophies are handed out, and unique to the NASA Rallycross World Championships, 2 Jokers are taken during the feature. The 32nd season of the NASA Rallycross World Championship continues today live on the Automotive Sports Network. With Bryan Sawyer in the production truck and also next to me in the Comtra box, my name is Josh Mertz as we welcome you to the 7th running of the Atlanta Grand Prix. The NASA Rallycross Challenge is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com, and thank you so much to Rob Hartland for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Cameras all season on ASN, brought to you as well by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams, and thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. And finally, the intro music for the NASA World feed produced by Alex Abetti. Mr. Bryan Sawyer. Evan started his title defense with a crash in turn 1, and Kieran ran away with the win. It has been quite some time since we have raced on the long layout of Atlanta. 2023A was the last time we raced here. How are you, and what are your thoughts?
Hey, Josh. I'm glad to be here. Yeah, Atlanta is, in my opinion, one of my least favorite tracks, but it's certainly provided us some good racing over the last few seasons. We've been here at the short layout quite a bit. The long layout, not in a while, but I mean, the last time we were here for shorts, we had the that infamous crash where I think it was Robbie Kirtley ramped off Jess Rakowski as she was getting flipped. So hopefully we get some exciting things today. Maybe we can get a flip counter back. Who knows?
Oh, that was great. That was a good time. What race was that we had the flip counter?
I think that was last season. Oh, we had a flip counter in officials a few weeks ago, but
that's what it was. So let's take a look. Speaking of officials, let's take a look at some programming notes. On the Automotive Sports Network, looks like this. Next round for NASA Rallycross Futures tomorrow at Lucas Oil, Indianapolis Raceway Park. That's on the 16th. That's 8 p.m. Eastern on ASN+. You'll have Stephen Moreau and Josh Darnell for that. Then the NASA Rallycross Lights World Championship will transition to ASN Live at 9 o'clock Eastern, also at IRP. NASA Rallycross Contenders on Monday the 17th at 9 p.m. Eastern on ASN Live. You'll have Justin Robichaux and Bryan Sawyer for that. And the Torque Sports Car Series Round 6 in Silverstone on Thursday the 20th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Bryan and myself for that. And our next round for the NASA Rallycross World Championship at Indianapolis on the 22nd at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Taking a look at the Drivers' Championship coming into the second round of the World Championship. And Kieran Lifflander. Oh, it's not sorted. By the way, I broke the sheets.
Wow,
Kieran Lifflander.
You could tell me.
I forgot to tell you. Kieran Lifflander leads the championship. Second place, Zach Blanche. Third place, Robbie Kirtley. I think we're just going off the order from last week in Charlotte, but Bryan will pull it up in just a couple moments.
Here,
hopefully. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Ring the bell no matter the platform to be notified of our live streams weekly along with our short-form video content. If you'd like your content broadcasted, or if you'd like to join the team, ASNTVUSA.com, of course, for that. And if you'd like to race, we have something for everyone in 2025. You can go to nasasimracing.com. Super fun to see. Also, Bryan, the ticker's fixed, by the way, so we could refresh that and get that rolling.
I had everything. I had everything good, and then
it's on me this time. I woke up on a Saturday at 9:30, and then I had to go get a cat. So I strolled in like 30 minutes before. Okay,
right.
It's
I think we're
terrible
good now.
preparation. Ticker's still broken, but the Drivers' Championship isn't. Kieran Lifflander up by 5 over Zach Blanche. Robbie Kirtley in third. Kreutzer, Brostrom, triple defending world champion Evan McFarlane in 6th place in points. Out of position in car number 1. Darnell, Lindy, Rakowski, Moncanet, the top 10. In the Constructors' Championship, we have TWR Subi Squad on top ahead of No Control Esports, Kieran Lifflander Racing, Team Watson Racing, Move Over at Speedy Time, TWR Subi Doobie Squad, JC Simsport Big Point, JC Simsport Subaru, and 845 rounding out the top 10. Manufacturers Championship, you don't even have to pull the graphic. It's Subaru and then Ford.
It's the only one that wasn't
broken. The ticker's still broken, but it's not broken on my end, so I don't know what's happening there. But we are good to head to qualifying for round number 2. And Lifflander up by basically 0.2 over Blanche. And it is a further 10th back to Evan McFarlane. Curious to see. Let's keep an eye on qualifying. First car on track in our qualifying session. Who will it be? Are we taking bets? I would say Jake Robichaux. We always say that.
It was Jake.
And it is! I called it.
It's
in
usually
the 69.
it's usually a race between Jake and Jess to get out the fastest. They know we're TVMA now.
Oh God!
They know we'll hit the
World
camera.
Championship broadcast, Bryan. What are you doing?
I'm thinking we're on the late night broadcast.
It's not NASA After Dark or ASN After Dark.
Whoops.
Here we are. So Jake Robichaux on track in the 69. We're professional, I promise. We try and commentate like we're sitting on the you're not. I try my best. So Jake Robichaux on track in the 69. Already really ruined this lap in turn number 3, it looks like, but into the fishbowl for the first time. And around the fishbowl. This sweeping corner, when it grips up, it's going to get interesting because mid-corner kind of grips up, sucks you to the wall, or it pivots you out to the barrier. Now down the start straightaway to the final couple of corners. We saw Magnus Okenhau go bowling here in 2020A.
I think that's the end of Jake's lap there.
And off the road goes Jake Robichaux.
It's hard with these cars to keep them there. I think Jess Rakowski's coming around the final turn.
Robichaux clocks the first lap, 46.3. It counted somehow. Lindy crosses the line to begin his lap. Linus Brostrom, 44.7. Marcus Indrek Simmer on his first lap as well. Robbie Kirtley, 44.6. Kimo Takaluma making his debut in the 777. The Finn goes to the top of the board at a 44.661. Zach Blanche top of the board, 44.230. Yuko Pakala returns as well in the 92, goes to a 44.102. Eric Kaplinger for Move Over at Speedy Time ends his first lap in the 277, 45.655. Here comes Renee Sotens in the 157, returning as well, the Dutchman, 45.840. Chris Wetz Making his debut in the 32nd season of the NASA Rallycross World Championship, so many times the bridesmaid, never the bride, in 2012B and 2014A, third all-time on the wins list, he begins his first lap in the 071. Currently finishes his qualifying run, actually on his final lap, there, in the 024. Josh Darnell, 45.1. We look at Rakowski, 45.2. Everyone filing in to finish their lap times as we still focus on wets in the 071. Now up to Sotens in the 157. Sotens crosses the line, 45.1. Move him to 9th. Wets crosses the line, 46.1. He is in 14th. Scott Merrick crosses the line in the 310. Lap didn't count. Two cars that are not on a lap yet. Actually, never mind. Evan McFarland clocks his first lap of 43.920. Let's pick up Kieran Lifflander in car number 20. These two kids have been dueling for the World Championship the last 3 seasons. And Lifflander rounds the sweeper with the red plate. Championship leader, defending champion McFarland, car number 1 with the gold plate. And Lifflander down the pit straightaway. It's the first time that we've seen Evan run the gold plate, I think. He's so used to running that red plate. And over the jump goes Lifflander in the 20. 43.9 across the line for Lifflander. 43.8. It's beginning between these two kids. Half a tenth in it between McFarland and Lifflander. And McFarland
off track.
Parked it. He's off track. Let's see.
Josh.
Lifflander through the fishbowl. Yes, Brian.
I think it's very funny how No Control said, we got to drop week. Okay, we'll just skip week 1. And then they show up for week 2.
And there's still a couple guys that are missing for No Control. So super excited to have them back. Super excited to see the rest of them come back. Brian, the ticker's still broken.
I know.
Have you fixed it yet?
No, I would just stop trying to program if I were you during a broadcast.
You know what? It is what it is. Lifflander crosses the line in the 20, 44.1. He does not improve. Scott Merrick in 11th, 45.374. Zach Blanche, let's pick him up in car number 2 over the jump. Sitting in 4th, 45.223 was his last lap. Crosses the line. The lap did not count. Let's pick up Josh Darnell, defending contenders champion. Moved up to the World Championship this season for TWR Fiesta Siesta. Over the jump. And across the line, sitting in 10th. Will he reset his fastest lap? Lap does not count. And now Lifflander on his final lap in car number 20. Crosses the line, 43.9. He does not improve. Back to McFarland, who's right behind him on track. Triple defending world champion on his third and final lap across the line. And it didn't count. So by half a tenth of a second, Lifflander on pole for Heat 1. Who is on a lap still? Lindy's on his third and final lap in car number 3. Let's run and look at him. Contenders champion from 2 seasons ago. The kid from California. Currently sitting 9th in car number 3. A couple names that we haven't seen in a while. I know Marcos Palacios signed up, the Argentine. Yet to see him. Super exciting to see if we'll almost have 20 cars for the World Championship in a couple of weeks' time. Lindy across the line in car number 3, 44.297. He improves to 5th for TWR Subi Doobie Squad. Klaus Kreutzer's done. That wraps up qualifying here, Brian. And we'll we'll let him go. Give him some more track time. So, this is the time where I badger you for fixing the ticker, if you can. But let's take a look at the qualifying order, and it's the red plate holder, Lifflander, ahead of the gold plate defending champion, Evan McFarland. Yuko Pakla, impressive on return, only a quarter of a second behind those two kids. Yuko was actually 3rd in the championship last season in 24B, so picking up the pieces. And we've seen what happens when a no-control car picks up the pieces. Remember Robbie Kirtley a couple seasons ago in Crandon. Blanche 4th, Lindy 5th, Brostrom, Kreutzer, Takaluma, Kirtley, Darnell, Merrick, Simmer through 12th. In 13th, Renee Sotens. Then it'll be Jess Rakowski, Eric Kaplinger, Robichaux, and Chris Wett. 17 cars getting ready to do battle here in Atlanta think we're going to let Cap finish up his lap, and then we will go ahead and head to heat number 1. Because by that time, he should be done with his qualifying run. Shout out to everyone hanging out with us in chat. 17 strong currently before racing begins here in Atlanta. Some familiar names that participate in the various splits of NASA Sim Racing. So cool to see in 2025. Cap goes to 11th, 44,988. That'll reset the order. And that is all she wrote for qualifying here in Atlanta. So we'll go ahead and run forward to heat number 1. And let's see who we've got in this first heat race. Kieran Lifflander on pole position, Zach Blanche, Klaus Kreutzer, Josh Darnell, Marcus Indrek Simmer, and Jake Robichaux for our first heat race today. So it looks like we are going to have the 3 heat races this afternoon.
Yeah,
we wait for Kieran Lifflander to grid. So 2 cars will transfer out of these, and then the other cars will come through the semifinals. 10-car feature today in Atlanta. We get a couple more cars, Brian. We're going to end up with a 12-car feature. And that'll be wild. Klaus Kreutzer just said don't grid. So he's disconnected from the grid. Where is Kieran? Because if Kieran grids now, Klaus will not be able to take the start. So
Klaus probably swapped his setup there, and
that makes sense. I've done that once or twice.
I did that in our race here. I left my qualify setup on and only had 4.5 laps of fuel for a 5-lap race. Was not a good
There's
time.
a reason why I just drive the fixed setup, Brian. I don't worry about it. We get ready to go green for heat 1 in Atlanta. Green flag off the line. Good jump for Lifflander, side by side. Kreutzer and Blanche down to the first corner. Kreutzer backs out of it. Blanche on the outside, side by side with Darnell and Kreutzer into the dirt. Will utilize the berm on the inside. They touch on exit. Over the jump. Kreutzer all over the track, off the side of the jump. From that contact with Darnell, surprising if there's no right front suspension damage on the 77 with that bad landing. Into turn 1. Now, interesting to see, will Zach Blanche be able to hang with Lifflander, sliding it through the corner, jokering on the first opportunities. Lifflander, Blanche, Darnell, Simmer, Kreutzer's around in the 77. It has gone from bad to worse for the man from Illinois, and he made contact with Marcus Indrek Simmer in the 4. Klaus was all crossed up in that first sector in the 77. Not sure if we can roll that back, Ryan.
I can. Let's hit the replay. Oh, yeah. He just gets touched, gets around, and it's not easy to get back on track and get going here. It's a high-speed area, and you lose a lot of time every second you're stopped.
So, after the first lap joker from Kieran Lifflander, he is out and away by 11 seconds over Zach Blanche. Now, if I'm Blanche, I immediately joker to respond, but his car body language said, no, I might just have the clear track, enjoy this, and see where it happens, see where it comes out in the rotation. Speaking of rotation, Jake Robichaux, jokers, along with Josh Darnell, they come out in front of Blanche, Simmer, and Kreutzer.
Now, I want to go on board these guys.
I was going to say, we didn't have an opportunity in qualifying. Let's ride on board Kieran for a lap.
It's still pretty blinding.
And so, for context, what is so blinding, Brian? What has changed recently?
It's not as bad in the Subaru as it is in the Fiesta, but iRacing changed their lighting engine, and I think they forgot to update maybe something with the dirt streaks on the windshields, because the dirt illuminates when you face the sun, and the sun coming out of the east. It's a morning session. When you come around that fishbowl, these cars, it's incredibly hard to see out of the window.
As Lifflander takes cross flags halfway in heat number 1. As we have 2 laps to go.
And Zach Blanche, he fell about 11 seconds behind Lifflander. I think from the contenders race, we were looking about an 8-9 second delta. You can maybe push it to 10 if you get a good
No
enough
contest.
entry, but we're going to see. Yeah, Lifflinder's gone.
Kieran's gone. See ya.
Yeah,
He passes Darnell.
He got about 9 seconds, so 9 seconds off the delta. Kieran just held the extra 2.
No joker for Simmer yet. Lifflander takes the white flag. One more lap in heat number 1 here in Atlanta.
The Simmer might be able to pull a few spaces here. He's only 3 back from Darnell. He should be able to get Darnell and probably Blanche.
He might even be able to get to the transfer for sure, because Blanche is just now entering the fishbowl. Although he didn't. Oh, he jokered last time around. It didn't update. My apologies. So Simmer.
We're good.
Already
we're good at our
jokered.
jobs.
All of our speculation is invalid. Exquisite. So, final couple of corners for Kieran Lifflander. Klaus is jokering. He's going to get...
he might get Jake.
Never mind. He doesn't get ahead of anybody. Over the jump goes
He's going to have the run. He's got the run, Josh.
Across the line. Contact in the final corner. Lifflander wins heat 1. Blanche will transfer. Darnell, best of the rest. Simmer, Robichaux, and Klaus to the semifinal.
I think that broke Robichaux's car. Are all his wheels attached? They are all attached.
And Jake saying my bad, because they were side by side at the corner, and Jake turned in. It wasn't broken. He was letting Klaus by. And Darnell's not happy with Blanche. Some post-race bumps happening. I don't know if that's an angry thing or a good race kind of thing. Just have to see. Heat 2. Triple defending world champion Evan McFarland, Matthew Lindy, Kimmo Takaluma, Eric Kaplinger, Renee Sotens, Chris Wetz. 6 cars, 5 laps. Top 2 again transfer. Weird to see Evan with the gold plate for sure. So used to seeing the kid with the red plate. But those issues last week, of course, did not help him. Heat 2 in Atlanta. Green flag. What a jump for Cap compared to Matthew Lindy off the line. Sotens on the inside of him. Takaluma backing out of it. Cap in the middle. Ping-ponging back and forth. And around into Lindy and into Takaluma. And Lindy, the worse off on that as McFarland leads over the jump.
We'll have to take a look at that from up above. They were 3 wide. That's terrifying into that first corner there.
Ahead of Takaluma. Cap in the 277. Clipped the dirt. Lost it. McFarland off the road in the 1. He clipped the curb mid-corner. Renee Sotens leads. He takes to the Joker. Now, Takaluma in the 777, applying pressure to the triple defending champion of Evan McFarland. And now if I'm Renee Sotens, try and run away with this. And with everybody else having some shenanigans, you might be able to squeak your way into a transfer spot. He leads at the end of the first lap ahead of Lindy, McFarland, and the rest of the field. We take a second look at that.
I
don't
think we can. iRacing decided not to give me anything for those.
Oh, good.
I know.
Alrighty.
I'm super excited about that. Maybe we can pull it.
That's okay.
One moment.
We'll figure it out as we go. So, no Joker yet to respond for as Takaluma Jokers in the 777. He comes out behind his teammate Sotens. And interesting to see, potentially on debut, another no-control guy making it into a feature race.
Let's try this.
Takaluma was impressive. 4th in qualifying. This is turn 1. Cap in the middle in the Ford. And just ping-ponged back and forth, made contact, and then around Lindy went.
Yeah, I think we can just stay on it. We'll hit Evan here in a second.
Now, Evan's going to turn in, and I think he hit the curb on entry. Oh, way on the grass.
Hit a little
that
too
upset
much
the
grass
car on entry.
Yep.
Yes. Tricky game to play with those cars on that grass.
Up front, 2 no-control cars.
Sitting in 4th. As Lindy has jokered in the 3. McFarland is about 8 seconds, so it's going to be pretty close. And will we see some team orders between Sotens and Takaluma? Sotens mentioned he's only going to be here for a couple races. Of course, we don't know Kimmo's program in the 777. Kimmo faster than Renee as we take 2 to go. So many different lines you can take through these corners, of course, trying to find a way around. And into the fishbowl will Evan Joker running wide. He will in car number 1. The teammates are going to be battling for a transfer spot now. McFarland to the lead. And
Kapling
2 cars left,
Wetz
Wetz and Cap. As, of course, we'll expect a Joker on the last lap for Chris Wetz. Always ran in every single season of the NASA Rallycross World Championship. Had some great battles with him over the years. He sits third all time on the wins list. He switched to the Subaru, and that was something I never would have seen coming because he ran the Ford on iRacing and he ran a Mitsubishi back on NASCAR 2003.
Oh,
and,
who's off
Chris
track
Wetz,
there? Was that Kimmo? Kimmo
one car
way
off.
off track.
Kimmo in the 777. He did exactly what Evan did, but he clipped it with the left sides, and around he went from battling for a transfer spot. Now, this puts Lindy potentially battling with Sotens with a couple corners left. Cap Joker's in the 277.
Comes out ahead of Wetz.
And that hurts Kimmo because Kimmo was
they both come in front of Kimmo.
battling his teammate.
Wetz went with him.
Over the jump, the final time. And McFarland wins heat number 2. Transferring will be Renee Sotens in the 157. As best of the rest will be Lindy, Cap, Wetz, and Kimmo in the 777. And now, heat number 3 getting ready to go. And it's going to be the 3rd place man in points from last season. Jukka Pakala on pole. The, what did we say, Swedish Rallycross champion, Linus Broström in the 71. Robbie Kirtley in the 024. Scott Merrick and Jess Rakowski. It's a no control 1 through 3. And then JC Simsport in 5th. And Scott Merrick, technically his team name is Stealth Performance Industries. So a new team name in the NASA Rallycross Challenge. We get ready for heat 3 in Atlanta. Green flag. Off the line. Pakala good start compared to Linus in the 71. Teammate's going to be nice and cordial to the first corner. Looks like Yuko a little bit farther into the first corner wide. Make sure nobody pressures him. But here comes Linus on the inside in the 71. Beautiful liveries for the no control team as we begin the first lap proper in Atlanta for heat 3. 4 Subarus and 1 Ford to the first corner. Linus had lockup on the rear brakes, and also he was probably a car length to the right on corner entry. Jokering will be Yuko. Jokering is Robbie in the 024. Rakowski follows them. So it's Merrick and Linus on the regular course. Ending the first lap. Yuko leads ahead of Robbie, ahead of Rakowski. Robbie Kirtley, when he snuck into that podium last week, didn't expect to be there. Who knows what will happen for the Virginia native. We ride on board the 024. No pressure, Brian, and I know he rode on board last time around, but I want you, as defending Lights World Champion, narrate a lap here in Atlanta.
You go around the fishbowl.
Exquisite.
Sorry, I know. I'm excellent at this. But you got to kind of feather your way through this whole dirt section here. You don't want too much speed, but you want to keep it nice and tight. You want to maintain as much grip as you can. You go too wide, you hit the grass, and then that kills your lap times. And then you want to use as much of the asphalt here as you can and get the car set. Turn it, maybe use a little of the grass if you're feeling spicy. Get the straightest line up to the jump. And then the start-finish. The start-finish turns 1 through 3 is absolutely crazy. You got to put your lefts on the grass to help promote rotation and get your car as fast as you can. You basically want to turn those 3 turns into a straight line. It's probably one of the harder sequences in iRacing Rallycross.
Just like that was a lap at Atlanta.
They're quick.
We've got 3 laps to go. Super
They're real quick here.
45-second laps. Especially when you bring the Joker into the equation. The Joker here in Atlanta is terrifying to get right because you want to turn in, hit the curb, it'll bounce you and rotate, and you flick the car, avoid the bollards there on the exit, and then you want to avoid all the cars that are on the regular course and not dip it off into the grass. It's an art of car control is, I guess, what we can say. 2 to go for Yuko. That running order, of course, has not changed.
Yeah, what you'll see
Merrick
these guys
jokered,
doing here.
he is up to 3rd. So Merrick has pipped Rakowski. We're just waiting for Linus to joker in the 71. Looks like he's going to wait till the final lap. You can really tell when a driver's jokering here in Atlanta because you go further into turn 3 to promote that wide entry. So we'll try and ride on board for Linus when he jokers to see where he comes out.
And
just to show you the line.
Back. He should come into a second. He should come into second. Battling Kirtley, at least.
He's 10 seconds off the lead, so he might even get close to Pakala. We'll see. White flag. Actually, yes, white flag, sorry, for Pakala in the 92. Kirtley second, Merrick third, Rakowski fourth. Let's ride on board Linus here for the first sector, and we'll keep an eye on that line. He is not using all the track on entry into turn 1. Wide entry. He doesn't even use the curb. Very conservative. He's going to be coming out battling Kirtley. He's got to run, but he brakes and lets his teammate in. Interesting. Looking to the inside is Linus on Kirtley to the final corner.
I don't know. I feel like you got to be more aggressive in those lines.
Have to be more aggressive. Yeah,
I mean, he's coming out of the joker.
You just off of that.
You should dip to the inside and try and get the
wins heat 3
inside and outside of that line there.
Kirtley second. Linus in third. Eric and Rakowski, best of the rest.
I don't know. I think Linus should have had that.
I don't know either. Yeah, that was very conservative on entry and especially exit, hitting the brakes. I get you don't want to hit your teammate, right? But I don't know. Semifinal A here in Atlanta. Josh Darnell, Linus Brostrom, Eric Kaplinger, Klaus Kreutzer, and Jess Rakowski. And the top 2 will transfer out of this race as well. We wait for Linus. We wait for Rakowski to grid up. And Josh Darnell, like I said, defending Contenders Series champion, moved up to the World Championship. He's got some pace in that 0.29. We wait for Linus in the 71. Still one joker in these semifinals. We get ready for the first of them in Atlanta. Green flag. Off the line. Some wheel spin for Linus, but he's still got a better start over Darnell to the first corner. Kreutzer and Darnell side by side. Cap looking to the inside now on Klaus. They touch. That dirt is so tricky. It hits mid-corner between those two corners, and if you're not set up and you hit the dirt wrong, it's just going to push you out wide. Cap looking to the inside on Klaus. Hopefully we don't have an issue like we did before. They touch as Klaus was turning on the grass way before the corner, and Cap, the beneficiary in the worst of ways, in the 277. Linus jokers immediately in the 71. Klaus in the 77. Everybody else stays out.
I gotta say congratulations to Kaplinger, though. I mean, he does not drive these cars. He's said this season, "Oh, I'm not doing anything else on Monday, so I'll try Contenders." And this week he's made all 4 splits: Futures, Lights, Contenders, now Supers.
Impressive pace that he has shown, growth in the pace that he's shown. I remember he was kind of mid-pack when we had the same Lights split. It wasn't split, and he won at Wild Horse that night. And now, when he transfers in, he shows up and has pace.
Yeah,
impressive.
He's moving. I think Rakowski had a bad joker lap there. It looked like she was coming out a little sideways. I don't know if that was just our camera angle or what was going on.
So currently, as
she's up
lap
to third.
Number 3, Linus leads ahead of Klaus, ahead of Rakowski, Darnell, and Cap 4th and 5th.
If I'm Darnell, I'm jokering this lap. He's 9 seconds back at this moment. He should be going. He's 10 seconds back according to timing.
You don't want to get potentially caught in traffic. So let's see.
He should be coming out right in front of Klaus if he goes.
Looking wide, turning in, jokering now. He comes out right in front of Klaus Kreutzer. And he's going to have the momentum to battle Linus potentially into the final couple of corners.
He'll be getting up there.
Rounding the final corner now. Different lines. Like I said, you can utilize that berm to get the car to rotate. You could be spicy and not use it at all. 2 to go for Linus in the 71. Now if you're Klaus, what could have been without those couple of issues? But now he's battling Rakowski for best of the rest. And this will be for 11th place points, like we always say. And Rakowski a car length away from 27.
And Linus is new competition for all these drivers. He hasn't been around in a long time. So A lot of these guys aren't used to racing him.
And I definitely, he made his NASA debut last week, but of course he should be around in the officials from what I know. And the Swedish Rallycross champion takes the white flag in semifinal A.
Yeah, he's not somebody
Rakowski's
these guys
lost a
see
couple
normally,
car
though.
lengths from Klaus. And Darnell still holding that second position.
When they're running officials, it's 2 in the afternoon for our guys.
I get home from work sometimes during the week, and I pop into an official at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's names that I have no clue. And I try and recruit them, but it is what it is.
Cap takes his Joker. I don't think he's going to get any positions off of it. But
Negative. He will not. Off the final corner, Linus Brostrom, after that weird braking maneuver to avoid Robbie Kirtley, comes off the jump, up the hill, and wins the first semifinal in Atlanta. Ahead of Josh Darnell, who will transfer, be our 9th place seed today.
Jess
Best of the
Rakowski
rest.
takes
It's Klaus.
Rakow-
Give Jess the spot.
I think so.
Oh,
Not
they
sure
were
why.
battling. Rakowski dove in. Rakowski, Kreutzer, and Kaplinger. And Rakowski ripped the grass in the final corner. They touched over the jump, and she got a much better run, and she steals the spot ahead of Klaus. Semifinal B in Atlanta. Matthew Lindy, Marcus Indrek Simmer, Scott Merrick, Chris Wetz, Jake Robichaux, and Kimmo Takaluma in the 777. We got a fast boy in that 777 in the back of the field. Going to be interesting for turn 1. Green flag. Scott Merrick having some connection issues, but he got a great start compared to Simmer. Lindy leads. Here comes sorry, words are hard. Kimmo, around goes Simmer off the front bumper on Merrick and push the 4 out wide. Better run, though. Wet's all over the grass, over the jump for the first time. Lindy leads Merrick, leads Kimmo, leads Robichaux, Simmer, and Wetz to turn number 1. Lindy into the wall multiple times in the first turn-in point there. And now Merrick blinking. Jokering is Lindy. Jokering is Merrick. Jokering is Kimmo. And Merrick very slow on the Joker. Marcus jokered. Wetz and Robichaux did not. So, refresh my memory. We talk about connection issues, and iRacing recently changed something to where if you have a connection issue, Brian, what happens now?
If he keeps blinking, he should get pulled off the track. Now, we don't know
Inside,
how bad...
Kimmo on Merrick!
Ooh, that was spicy. We don't know how much blinking is needed or how long they need to be blinking for it to happen. Or if they even took these shorter races into account.
Simmer to the inside of Kimmo and around the 777 goes. I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah, he's pulling over, waiting for it.
Simmer doing the right thing. Oh, he was all crossed up. He hit the curb on entry with the right rear. It sent him all out of whack. Let's see if we can get this replay. From high above, ripping the curb, out of control. No way to save it. And Simmer doing the right thing and letting Kimmo through. At least I thought he was letting him through. So now, with 3 laps to go, Lindy leads Merrick. And now Robichaux in the catbird seat. And yet to Joker is Jake Robichaux in the 69.
If he goes
Lindy.
now, he might come in front of Scott.
We'll see.
I don't know if he knows
Last
this.
lap for Merrick, 45.2. Robichaux, 46.3.
Jake
Merrick
Robichaux is
hanging
another
with-
driver who has gained considerable pace in the offseason.
As the TWR Slay Apex boys always practicing. I'm part of their Discord, and I'm always seeing these guys jumping on to run these cars, run these tracks. It's amazing to see. Merrick still blinking as we take 2 to go in semifinal B.
Josh, I'm of a separate opinion of you. If you accidentally spin somebody, I mean, you can pull over and give them the spot. That doesn't benefit anybody. I might as well, if I accidentally spin you, I might as well go try and get some points for it.
That's fair.
I know I spun you. Oops. Sorry. Well, I'll try and make the spin worth it.
Wet's Jokers comes out nowhere close to Merrick. And I think that's just the old school mentality. Back on NASCAR 2003, we didn't have the protest system. You clean someone out, you wait for them and let them go. It was just the fair thing. I guess Old
I'm
habits
just
die
like,
hard.
yeah.
Is that the price?
Yeah, I'm just of the mindset. We can sort it out in penalties later. But, sorry I ruined your
takes the
race,
white
but I'm not
flag.
ruining 2 races.
So Lindy ahead of Merrick. Wet's already jokered, and
See if Robichaux goes.
Robichaux has given up a considerable amount of time. Merrick is exiting the fishbowl now. No contest. That's not going to be changed at all. What will be changed is the battle for best of the rest, but Robichaux over the curb. He's going to get a slowdown. He's going to have to serve that. You go 4 over, and that's all she wrote. But
I
maybe
don't
that
see one
battle...
yet.
No, he still has a black flag. He still has a black flag. Up front,
Yep.
Matthew Lindy over the jump will win semi-final B. He will seed in 8th. 10th will be Scott Merrick. Impressive run for him. Best of the rest in 12th will be Wets. 14th, Robichaux. 16th, Kimo Takaluma in the 777. What could have been? And Marcus Indrex Simmer, 17th and last in today's race. As our field is set, we're going to give these guys 10 minutes or so to warm up. On the other side of the break, we go green in Atlanta. Stick around.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. the lead and holds it.
Side between these two in turn one. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap clock at the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. Over in the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside. And Magnus gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Hartley's going to hold his power. We welcome you back to round number 278 of the championship overall, and round 2 of the 32nd season of the NASA Rallycross World Championship here in Atlanta. With Bryan Sawyer in the production truck, and also next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz, live on the Automotive Sports Network. The NASA Rallycross Challenge is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com, and thank you, Rob Hartland, for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Cameras all season on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. And finally, the intro music for the NASA World feed, produced by Alex Abetti. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. And ring the bell to be notified of our live streams weekly, along with our short-form content. If you'd like your content broadcasted by ASN, or if you'd like to join the team, you can contact us at asntvUSA.com. And if you'd like to race in NASA, we have something for everyone in 2025. All the info is at nasasimracing.com. Alrighty, Bryan. There are 6 former winners of the Atlanta Grand Prix. Philip Kraus, Matt Hartley, Magnus Okenhaug, Jake Robertson, Luke Kraus, and Francois Martel. So we will have a new winner here at the Atlanta Grand Prix. Who are we thinking? Looking in warm-up, Evan up by half a tenth on Kieran.
Yeah, Evan's definitely up by half a tenth, but I mean, last week and this week, things haven't just exactly gone his way. He's got collected or got in a bad position. So I think he's going to have to do a little extra work to pull this off if he wants it, because Kieran's starts have been unbelievable in all series. The past couple weeks, he's gone off the line and just completely crossed in front of everybody just to get to the side of the track he wants to be on.
It is Michael Schumacher levels of perfection that we've seen from Kieran and his starts. It's bananas. We got a couple minutes before we head to the feature race proper. Let's take a look at some programming notes for the Automotive Sports Network. Our next broadcast will be NASA Rallycross Futures. That's tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ASN+. You'll have Josh Darnell and Stephen Moreau for that one. Then it will lead into the NASA Rallycross Lights World Championship at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, both of those at Indianapolis Raceway Park. On Monday, you'll have NASA Rallycross Contenders, also in Indianapolis. You'll have Justin Robichaux, Bryan Sawyer for that. Round 6 for the Torque Sports Car Series on the 20th. That's Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Bryan Sawyer, myself, Josh Mertz for that. Silverstone. And our next round for the NASA Rallycross World Championship will be next Saturday, the 22nd at 2 p.m. Eastern, also in Indianapolis. Couple minutes left. In warm-up, Evan's up by half a tenth. Yuko is about a quarter of a second back. That's going to be a good battle between him and Lindy and Blanche. And then it's a further 3/10 to Linus and Robbie, with Darnell, Merrick, and Sotens rounding out this warm-up so far. This is going to be a good time. Want to give a shout-out? 23 of us hanging out and watching the 7th running of the Atlanta Grand Prix here for the NASA Rallycross World Championship. We've got Evan McFarland on the top with the gold plate, triple defending World Drivers Champion. We've got Kieran Lifflander with the red plate, the championship leader. And just a stat book reminder, we do have several drivers that have won races and championships, of course, in NASA Rallycross in this field. Evan McFarland, triple defending world champion, like I said. He has 13 wins. He is tied with series pioneer Dylan Livengood for 6th all-time on the wins list there. Kieran Lifflander, 10 wins. We've got Matthew Lindy, who's won numerous races in a championship in contenders. Robbie Kirtley, race winner from a couple seasons ago. Josh Darnell, defending contenders champion, numerous wins there. And just want to give a shout out. Thanks, Chris Wetz, for coming back. Like we said, 2nd all-time on the wins list. He was eliminated in the semi-final. I know I said it last week. Just going to say it again. The growth in NASA Sim Racing is awesome. I consistently have to click the little wave icon to welcome people into the servers. And if I go in here super quick and try and identify how many people that we have, 651. So we crossed 650 today. And that's just so awesome to see. The growth of everything with NASA and ASN. It's so cool. Lap times haven't changed, Brian. And I expect a brawl into turn 1 because it's not like Atlanta Short where we're starting on dirt. We're starting on asphalt.
Yeah, we got a lot of room to get.
Everyone's going to have a good bite.
Maybe 4 wide if they're feeling spicy.
And just a reminder, in the NASA Rallycross World Championship, we do have 2 jokers in the feature race. Our grid for the Atlanta Grand Prix looks a little bit like this. Kieran Lifflander, red plate championship leader, had Evan McFarland, triple defending world champion. Yuko Pakala, Zach Blanche, Renee Sotens, Robbie Kirtley, Linus Brostrom, Matthew Lindy, Josh Darnell, and Scott Merrick. 10 cars, 10 laps, and 2 jokers as we wait for Merrick to grid. 2025, super fun for NASA across all the splits. We launched the Rallycross Masters split as well on Thursday evening as a late night old school split. But for the World Championship, launch controls are set. We get ready to go green for round 2 in Atlanta.
I think we need the blimp.
We go green in Hampton, Georgia. Off the line, side by side. Kieran can't cross. Now he does. McFarland looks middle of the road. Pakala into turn 1, side by side with Blanche. Pakala hits the one of McFarland to the inside. Here comes Sotens on Pakala. Blanche, Lindy, Brostrom, Darnell over the jump. Merrick and Kirtley as McFarland nearly gets turned by Pakala into turn 1. Now McFarland ripping the grass. Much better run over the curb goes Evan McFarland. Will we see jokers? I think Lifflander might joker. Will McFarland joker? He follows him. This is going to be good into the final couple of corners. Everybody else except for Robbie Kirtley heads to the regular course through the fishbowl. No contact. Darnell hits Linus on the bottom of the shot. McFarland hit the wall entering the final corner. He was full commitment trying to catch car number 20. Sotens, Pakala, Blanche, Lindy, Darnell, Brostrom, Merrick around in the 310 at the end of the first lap. Bryan, Kieran leads by 3/10. As McFarland again, I wanted to give you the opportunity, but he hit the left rear on the dirt and saved it into the first corner.
Yeah, he keeps hitting the curb like that. That car's not going to last too long. Not because the car's going to break, just because the car's going to spin.
His joker's done. Kirtley jokers as well. Kirtley strategy done.
And if I'm Evan, that means I'm thinking I'm faster than Kieran. If I'm taking them both right off the bat like that and trying to get the clean air, I think Evan thinks he's going to be able to pull that half second that he was behind.
Renee Sotens and Matthew Lindy have crashed on the Joker merge. The contenders champion out along with the 157. If we potentially can roll that back and see, it was a Joker merge issue.
If Kieran's about to take his second Joker here.
Taking a look. Kieran's aiming towards the outside. He's going to respond to McFarland. McFarland right ahead. Here comes Lifflander on the merge. On the outside, they touch! Into the wall goes Kieran Lifflander. Around the championship leader goes. And you could say that might be payback for a couple seasons ago with the contact they had. But Lifflander now off the podium.
That was rough. We'll take a look back at
20.
Both incidents here. So we'll go back to the Lindy Sotens incident.
Lindy had the run, and off the road he went.
I think this one's going to be
pretty similar. Might have to roll that back super professional. Yeah, let's take a look.
I think Kieran just tried to take the midline as Evan was still coming through the dirt. I think Kieran should have aimed a little lower. But we'll take a look back at the Sotens Lindy incident.
Wow.
Here we go.
Second camera shot.
Yeah. I don't know. That looked like Lindy was coming out towards the wall, and Sotens was just hugging it. Not much Renee could have done there.
Let's take a breath, because Evan McFarland now takes lap number 5, leads ahead of Yuko Pakala, ahead of Robbie Kirtley. I say it every single show. Robbie Kirtley's got a golden horseshoe somewhere, because that man might be looking for another podium. And that is how close, ladies and gentlemen, this battle is between these two kids. There was nothing in it between them on the Joker merge.
Trying to get a look at Kieran's car here. It looks okay. It just looks like he's driving a little funky.
Left front. I talked to my wife, Chloe, in the last couple days, and I said, I'm not having fun driving competitively anymore. I'm having so much fun sitting here watching these guys at their peak. It's so much fun as McFarland will take halfway home in Atlanta.
Josh Darnell finishes his Joker strategy. He comes out in front of Kieran Lifflander. About 2 seconds up. And who do we got in the back? We got Scott Merrick chasing down Linus Brostrom.
Those two have been dueling like it's for the world championship win all race.
Half second between them. Linus's car is, I'm not sure what happened to him earlier, but the front end of that car it's a mess.
I'm taking a look off monitor to see. I think he made some contact on the first lap in the fishbowl. Yeah, there was RG Bargy. He drove into the back of Lindy in the fishbowl from the 71. So, we've got 4 laps to go for Evan McFarland in car number 1. Jokering
Merrick coming out in front of
is
Blanche.
Merrick in the 310, passes Blanche. Now Lifflander sits in 4th behind Kirtley.
Curious to see where Blanche is going to come out after he hasn't taken either of his. Neither has Linus. They're both. Linus is about 6 back from Blanche, and then another 10 back from Merrick. So I don't think Linus is going to really gain any positions there. But Blanche might pass Kieran also. Joshua Darnell, what happened to him? He is no longer in this race.
Let's take a look and see what happened to the. Oh, he fell out. Connection loss for the 029.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. He was in 4th, ahead of Kieran.
So I've got an old school NASA stat that is completely irrelevant to everybody else except for me. But 10 years ago, Dylan Livingood won his 13th and final race in the NASA Rallycross Challenge, March 1st, 2015. It is March 15th, 2025. Evan McFarland looking to break the tie that he has with the series pioneer to get his 14th win. He tied Livingood's record of 3 consecutive world championships last season and looking to take his place for 6th all time on the wins list in car number 1. 2 to go for McFarland this time. And he's looking to take back that red plate. The points are going to be interesting because Kieran, 4th. Evan, I think, finished 6th last week.
Yes, I believe so.
We'll see how it pans out here. Impressive run for Pakala. Kirtley 3rd. Lifflander 4th. Blanche, Merrick, Brostrom. Darnell fell out. Sotens and Lindy.
Blanche still has his 2nd Joker he can take.
Blanche might pip Lifflander then. Lifflander in 5th. Wow. Around the final couple of corners to take the white flag will be Evan McFarland in car number 1. Everybody's strategies pretty much done and dusted, but we do have that remaining Joker as Linus. Did Linus Joker? He did. He's got 1 left, seeing where he's going to come out, but Blanche also has 1 left, I do believe.
Yeah, Blanche is going to take it on the final lap. And he should be coming out in 4th. He's only 2 back. He might come out in 3rd. This might be a 3rd place. We'll see if he comes out in front of Kirtley. Kirtley's coming through.
Hips Lifflander.
And Kirtley. Easily.
And he nearly gets 2nd on Pakala into the final corner. What a run for Zach Blanche. Backs out of it. Doesn't want to cause some chaos. Up front, Evan McFarland over the jump. Win number 14. He breaks the record he has with Living Good, 6th all-time on the wins list for the kid from California, winning in Atlanta. Yuko Pakala 2nd. What a run for Blanche in 3rd. Kurtley 4th. 5th for Kieran Lifflander in car number 20 after the chaos in the Joker. As Brostrom 6th. 7th, Scott Merrick. Impressive run for Scott Merrick in the 310 as he comes over the jump. Darnell, Sotens, and Lindy, our remaining running order in Atlanta.
You know what? I think right now Kieran's thinking, thank God that Josh Darnell fell out of the session, because Josh Darnell would have been in front of him also. That would have had Kieran down at 6th. So it would have been...
Wow.
I think that's going to help him hold his lead.
We'll just have to see here as we wait for our drivers to enter the media pen. We see the classification there for the feature. I just want to remind everybody about our remaining results. 11th place, Jess Rakowski. 12th, Chris Wetz. 13th, Klaus Kreutzer. 14th, Jake Robichaux. 15th, Eric Kaplinger. 16th, Kimo Takaluma. And 17th, Marcus Indrek Simmer. It is win number 14 for Evan McFarlane. And it's crazy to see the stats and the records being broken. I think it was Michael Schumacher that once said that records were made to be broken. And we see those records tumbling, of course, in F1 by the day and NASA Rallycross tumbling by the day. It's we're getting old, Brian. Getting super old. Do we have any replays while we wait for interviews? You got anything you want to look at?
Nothing crazy. I think we got Blanche. Yeah, we got Blanche.
We do. You want to have a chat with him?
Sure. Let's pull him up.
Zach Blanche. It's Josh and Brian. You got us?
Yeah, I've got yous.
So, my friend, for a while there, you were just kind of minding your own business, and then you took that Joker, and I thought you were going to send it on Pakala into the final corner. You didn't, but 3rd place, pretty good podium, obviously. Talk me through your race.
I saw everyone Joker early, which gave me some clean air, and I had clean air for ages until I think Scott jokered in front of me. So I pulled one off, and then I had Kieran in front of me, which I was a bit surprised about. So I took the last Joker on the last lap, which was good. I thought that I'd have P2 there for a little bit, but I didn't want to keep you too busy next week with a nice little protest form on the dive bomb, because it was going to be a rough one if I tried to pull that one off.
And I'm just taking a quick look through your race. I thought you might have seen Kieran have his incident in the Joker, but doesn't look like you did. It was just kind of a nice, quiet race for you, and 2 consecutive podiums. How are we feeling with the results the last couple weeks? How are we feeling for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I'm actually a bit surprised about the results currently. I think that currently hold me reasonably high in points. With Kieran having a bad week this week, Evan having a bad week last week, so I think I should be pretty high up there. I don't think I could bring it to them for the rest of the season, but if they keep having bad luck like they do, we'll see what can happen.
Before I let you go, unofficially, we're looking at Kieran with 45, Evan with 43, and some guy named Zach Blanche, 42 points. You are right in it, my friend. Anyone you'd like to thank for the podium today?
Just all the boys at TW. They're amazing throughout sessions and practice and give tips and whatnot. I learn a lot about a Subaru because I am not a Subaru guy. I'm a Ford guy through and through. So Subaru's been a new experience, but clearly it's working something. So thanks to Matt, Klaus, Evan, all those guys, everything they do.
Alrighty, my friend. Good run, and we will see you next week.
Thank you. See you next week.
As just trying to see if we've got 2nd place Yuko, as Yuko is here. So let's do this. Alrighty. Yuko Pakala. It's Brian and Josh. You got us?
Yeah. Hello.
First of all, thanks for coming back, my friend. Missed all you guys. And talk me through your race, because it was chaotic on the start. You almost had some pressure there in the final corner, but with Kieran crashing, you're second, my friend. Floor is yours.
Yeah. Race was pretty lonely. Only this about two starting laps or was some kind of battle, but then it was just driving. Try to keep car on track.
Taking a look at the start, they jokered off the start, and then you responded, and yeah, it was pretty lonely. So I guess it was just you were on your second or third lap, and I guess what's your thought process when you're exiting your second joker on lap number 3, and you see Kieran, points leader, mounted on the wall? What's going through your head?
It was pretty scary because this new window wiper thing is pretty bad. There is some kind of some dirt is stay to window, and when sun points directly to window, you can't see anything, not anything. It's pretty bad. So I saw the Kieran's car and I pressed the brake. That's all. I hope best and.
All right, my friend. Good run today. Anyone you'd like to thank for the podium?
Yeah, of course, my team and Rene for leading us, and thank to my wife. He had birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Johanna. And
happy belated birthday. That's awesome.
I think that's all.
Alrighty, my friend.
Was fun.
Good run, and we'll see you next week.
Maybe. Let's see.
Oh, what a tease. All right, buddy. We'll talk to you.
Yeah, bye.
Every time I have a conversation with you, it is record breaking. Okay. You tied the record with Dylan Livingood, or broke the record with the 3-time youngest consecutive world champion. You tied him with three consecutive championships. And now you are ahead of him for 6th all time on the wins list. You have 14. I've got so many questions. First, I guess we're going to mash them into one, right? We're going to say, talk me through your race, the contact with Kieran, and Kieran's mentioning in the YouTube chat how bad the vision is with the windshield wipers. So,
oh yeah.
First of all, good run, and floor is yours, my friend. What do you got for me?
Yeah. So I guess I'll just start from the start of the weekend. I mean, before the season, or even just this race, I knew I was really happy because I got about 10th or 2 of pace, and I was able to. I feel like I was able to catch up to Kieran. So winning this race means a lot. Even though it didn't end in the best ways, it sucks for Kieran because that Joker entry is so hard, and I watched it back. He couldn't go anywhere. I mean, he might have been able to, but it was going to be a really sketchy situation. But yeah, qualifying, I mean, I was so nervous. Same with the first race. I just kept on overthinking. I messed up my qualifying, and I ended up doing a 7 right after my 3rd lap. So if I would have gotten pole, I might have been able to get a better start, but that's all right. In the heat, I made a mistake, and because I was overthinking again, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just drive. I'm gonna just hit my lines, and I started driving better from there, and got the heat win. And luckily, this week I actually built a hot setup in preparation for this race, so I'm usually good here in the Warren track, and this is probably my best track, so I knew what to expect. And yeah, I just try to get a good start, stay on Kieran's bumper. And I wanted to follow him and Joker with him, and then Joker ahead, which I did. And yeah, I just drove my race, stayed calm, followed my lines, and that's about it. I mean, like, it sucks to see Kieran wreck because I know it's like to lose like that. Like last week at Charlotte, I was beating myself up for hitting that wall, but stuff happens, and I know he'll come back next week faster, and it'll be a lot of fun.
So you're still holding the gold plate as defending champion. The gap now is 2 points between them. So he had a win last week and you crashed. You have a win this week. He crashed. What are we thinking next week in IRP? How are we feeling?
Next week, IRP, we're full sending it, baby. We're going to send it. I'm going to go for the win. we're gonna try to get the dub. But knowing Kieran, he's really fast there, so I'm looking forward to it. And I guess my goal is just this season. I feel like it's gonna be me and Kieran most of the time. So I hope I can get at least 6 wins and stay second the whole time. But yeah, I guess just I'm gonna try to be consistent, try to win, and I'm looking forward to next week in the race of the races or with Kieran.
As you've got some history at IRP, you clinched that first championship back in 2023C there in the semifinals. So it's a good track for you. Anyone you'd like to thank for the victory today?
Yeah, of course. I got to give all glory to God. If it wasn't him, I wouldn't be here. So I'm thankful for him and him blessing me. And I'd also like to thank all Team Watson. We've been practicing, really trying to stay on schedule, really trying to get that testing in, and we improve our pace. So it's a lot of fun racing with all those guys. Klaus, Josh, Eric, even Robbie Kirtley, he joins sometimes, and yeah, just Matthew, Scott, just all the guys who've been supporting me and been around me, KS Industries, Fluid Logic, Marvin Sports, all those guys. And if you want my setups, twrsetups.com, and go get some. And yeah, I'd also like to thank you guys for this broadcast, and my mom, my family for always being there supporting me. And yeah, thank you.
Awesome, my friend. Good win. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
All right, Brian. Oh, that's the wrong button. I really know what I'm doing. There we go. Alrighty. So, let's take a look at the point. Exiting Atlanta.
Are you okay? I think you fell underwater, Josh.
Did I? Are we good?
There you go. Now you're back.
I don't know what's happening. I pressed the wrong button, and I think I broke something on my end, so what else is new?
That's okay.
The Drivers' Championship looks like this. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Kieran Lifflander, 45. Evan McFarlane, 43. Zach Blanche, 42. Oh, hard hats and gloves are needed, and safety glasses and earplugs, because this is getting good. Robbie Kirtley, 4th. Linus Brostrom, 5th. Darnell Kreutzer, Lindy Pakala-Rakowski, the top 10. In the Constructors' Championship, I want to say it's TWR Subi Squad leading, but we're going to learn together. It is by 21 points over No Control. Kieran Lifflander Racing, No Control second team and 4th, up 10 spots. Move over at Speedy Time, Team Watson Racing, TWR Subi Doobie Squad, JC Simsport Ford, 8th, Stealth Performance 9th, JC Simsport Subaru in 10th. The Manufacturers Championship, Subaru Ford. By the points, no clue. Let's see what it is. 56 to 25. Let's take a breath and go over some programming notes and some sponsors and close this one up. Our next round, or NASA Rallycross, will be Futures tomorrow on the 16th, 8 p.m. Eastern on ASN+. You'll have Stephen Moreau, Josh Darnell for that at Indianapolis. Following that, we transition to ASN Live, 9 p.m. Eastern for the Lights World Championship. You'll have Rallycross Contenders on Monday, also in Indianapolis, 9 p.m. with Justin and Bryan. Torque Sports Car Round 6 in Silverstone on Thursday the 20th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And our next round for the NASA Rallycross World Championship will be Saturday the 22nd at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. As just a reminder that cameras all season on ASN are brought to you by our friends at Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Carnale IV, for your camera support. As just a reminder, the intro music for the NASA World feed produced by Alex Abetti. I don't know where my OSS ad read went. Here it is. The NASA Rallycross Challenge brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you, Rob Hartland, for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Now we're not doing things out of order. If you like what you saw today, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube, and ring the bell to be notified of our live streams weekly, along with our short-form video content. Just a heads up before I finish this note, you did notice that there was no Rallycross officials, I think because of Week 13, Brian. Are those going to pick up next week?
Yeah, we'll be back for Week 1 of the next season. It's a little too chaotic this week, and I got a party I want to go to. So
how dare you?
We're gonna take the week off.
If you'd like your content broadcasted by ASN, or if you'd like to join the team, asnTVUSA.com, and you'll notice there on screen. If you'd like to race with us, we have something for everyone, multiple skill levels, multiple games as well, iRacing, WRC, whatever it may be, nasasimracing.com. Give me a final thought, Bryan. We'll button it up.
Well, it was Atlanta was chaotic as it always is. Yeah, I mean, I bet all the drivers are glad that Atlanta week is over and on to IRP next weekend. IRP's in my opinion, a much more fun track. It's probably one of the best ones we have. So, looking forward to a lot of good racing there, and I'm glad this week's behind us because this track will eat you up and spit you out.
As interested to see, I'll be transparent. I don't know if it's going to be a night race. Indianapolis normally is a night race. If it is, it's going to be interesting to see how the dirt behaves with the lights reflecting off the windshield. So that's going to be another interesting bit of strategy. No jokers on the first lap of the race in Indianapolis. That is an instant DQ. So we saw last season, Kieran Lifflander got disqualified. You and I had some tussles that entire feature. That was a good time until I ended up rolling off your front bumper. So who knows what'll happen across the multiple splits in Indianapolis. I just want to bring up Kieran Lifflander in the chat here. It's so hard to see through the roll bar on the left side of his screen. Couldn't tell if he was going to be clear or not, in which would have been, but I never turned away from Evan on accident. So GG, he's just better, is what he said. So some mind games maybe being played between these two. So, I mean, if they come together, like we've seen Kirtley sneak some podiums and wins away, maybe Zach Blanche will be able to do the same. The checkered flag has fallen on the evening in Atlanta. On behalf of our entire production staff and producer Bryan Sawyer, my name is Josh Mertz. Thank you for joining us for today's coverage of the NASA Rallycross World Championship. We congratulate our winner, Evan McFarlane. And just a reminder, don't miss the second round of NASA Rallycross Futures and the NASA Rallycross Lights World Championship from Indianapolis tomorrow. Until then, so long, everyone.